What is going on, all-terrain nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, you know the drill. It does not matter what you drive because this is your all-terrain nation, and I'm your host, David Boyd. So, Bronco news, Bronco news, Bronco news. But first, if you have not yet, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Just by literally by smashing the like button, it's just a spider web, and it just throws out a little thing to catch other people into the channel who may like what we do. So, if you think about it, smash that. And if you really like the channel and you have not yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and when you ring the bell, it gives you everything. As soon as I post breaking news, it lets you know about it. So, Bronco 6G, which is, a pretty good forum, man, especially if once the Broncos get out, there'll be all kinds of, if you like to do mods on your stuff, it's going to be really great for that. But they do have a lot of people who work for Ford in there, and people that sometimes maybe should be telling us things, and sometimes maybe should not be posting up pictures and telling us things. But I take it for what it's worth, and even though I do have little birdies all within the automotive world, I do like to hear the gossip every once in a while. But so we had a post come out that said, "Oh, Bronco production is going to start March 29th," and they have this long story about how and the reasons why, and some of the certificates and stuff, which we're going to get to in just a second. But you gotta read this and just temper your expectations just a little bit. Have your foot on the brake. Don't expect, because you've obviously read the title here, and you're probably like, it's coming. Let's just get into this thing, and we'll go from there. All right, so we're going to read into this, so I'm going to read it. But first, I want to tell everybody, please temper your expectations. Let's understand that, yes, because they can start building vehicles to sell now, that does not mean they're building vehicles to sell. Ford has come out, when we read this, I'm going to say this first off. Ford has come out and already said a month ago that the first people to get Broncos are not you and me. It's auto press. It's influencers, like outdoor influencers. They want those guys to be some of the first. There's people, like Doug DeMuro and some of these guys. Now, they're not going to get them to keep because they don't want to own these cars, but they're going to get production versions to start testing. And obviously Ford dealerships also they're in the program where they can get, early production vehicles to as test drive vehicles, and then they can sell them down the road. And then I was even told by somebody within the industry, Ford is going to give dealerships showroom vehicles that they cannot sell, and that they want to put some in the showrooms that people can sit in and play with the buttons and stuff, and then, Ford does away with it down the road. So let's read into this. So preface, this is the person who wrote it. I'm going to link below the original, link to the Bronco 6G article here, and you can take it for what you will. I don't know this person. I don't know him within the industry, and I know quite a people in the industry, but that does not mean I don't know everybody. So I'm going to take him at face value what he says. So preface, many of you know me from the other sites, but I am fortunate to have a few contacts remaining from my old days as a freelance auto journalist. That's all it says. So we'll go from there. After earning its last required federal certificate or certifications at the end of last week, every Bronco two-door and four-door built starting this week, moving forward at MAP, are legally sellable to the public. Note, this does not affect Ford's OKTB, sorry, it's a mouthful, which will come sometime around the published Job 1 date, which is in May. From this past Monday through the next couple weeks, MAP is a pre-mass production phase running final form Broncos on second shift only. And I read people in there going, why second shift? Well, they let's get one shift, get the bugs ironed out of production, and then they bleed it into other shifts. I do not have clarifications on these, if they will be press demos or the start of dealer demo units, but my guess is a mix of both. Once again, I would agree with that. I think these are early productions that they're just trying to get out there, let them get torn up by the press. Let's go. That I know Ford was working on something where they wanted to have a video they did where they were, taking journalists and whatever across the country and these things. In any event, after a week or two of downtime to prep both shifts for final production, Bronco two-door and four-door are set to enter phase 1 mass production on Monday, March 29th. Once again, guys, temper that. That does not mean, they're almost a month and a half ahead when they were going to say it. Temper this, that you were not getting your Bronco that early. I guarantee you that. I've already read people going nuts in this thread about, I'm getting my first edition early. Once again, first edition does not mean it's the first car off the launch floor either, by the way. It's just a special Bronco. So first edition guys, I love you, but let's temper there too. Let's see. Job one day, but the dealer demos, press cars, and Broncos ordered will be built long before May. Nothing can be shipped to dealers for sale until the OKTB, OK to buy is what that stands for, is issued, typically through a series of batch builds, stops, inspections. It's unusual that they would the OKTB would be issued before the job one date. The guy says, I can't say for certain how this will impact the expected delivery dates of Broncos, but actual real production units will be rolling down the line in about a month. So once again, it doesn't tell you anything really except for, we're going to start building them on March 29th. That's all that says, and read it for yourself and go from there. But where do you expect to see your Bronco? Now, I'm a day 3 order, so they've said they're going to start shipping them around June. From reading some of this, it makes sense now. Like, I can see the 1st of June them shipping them out, even though they were saying kind of later June. I could see it bumping it up a little bit, depending on obviously we have that microchip issue as well. So, where does that leave us with Broncos as well? But where do you think this is going to take us? Does this news mean anything to you, or is it just like, I'll see mine when I see mine? Because I think people, obviously everybody's excited to get a Bronco because it's just a kick-ass, little SUV. But I think by now, kind of the newness is worn off this for a lot of people. And they're like, when I get mine, I get mine. So I'm a day 3. I still expect late August, maybe early September-ish, somewhere in there is when I expect mine. But let me know in the comments below where you expect to see your Bronco. So is the Bronco coming? Are you excited? Once again, in the comments, let me know what you think. I'm really cautious right now to read this and be like, oh man, I'm all in. It's breaking news. My Bronco's going to be here a month and a half earlier than I thought. Like I said in the video, influencers, outdoors people, press, hopefully, obviously automotive press here. Well, hopefully I can get my hands on one a little bit earlier just to test out. But let's get our expectations in line, and I wouldn't expect them to start shipping anything till June. So, in the comments, where do you stand on this? Let me know in the comments. And from all things 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, it does not matter what you drive because this is your all-terrain nation. And I've been your host, David Boyd, and Bronco, baby! Woo! Yeah, peace.